week 6, so new routine next week. And let's just take our time, go through our training, our warm up, enjoy the benefits of the movements ahead. Start with some breathing. Just take some time to line up your posture. Anything that doesn't feel right through the shoulders, low back. Some deep breathing, not just to the belly, to the sides, the back, the hips, pelvis and privates. Big inhale and then a long, slow exhale, just letting everything recoil. After your next breath cycle, we'll take it over to hands and knees. And we're just going to start by gently warming up the back of the foot and calf by tucking the toes under, one leg straight back, and doing some slow rocks through your toes. Get a little stretch response and then weight shift forward. And just be mindful how your hands and shoulders are set as you weight shift forward. That's getting some strength through the shoulders. And after about 10 rocks, we'll switch the back foot. Taking it to hands and knees, we'll slowly go through the spine by flexing and extending. Just take some time to round up, gently pushing the floor away, stretching between the shoulder blades, and then slowly rolling through your back. Just vertebrae by vertebrae, dropping the chest, pulling the shoulders down away from your ears and together. And I've just got a gentle looking up, easy on the neck, not moving too quickly through the spine, just warming things up. Okay. We'll take a little time to stretch the wrists today. So just sitting back after your next cycle and giving your wrists some good circles, spreading the fingers. Sometimes I'll put my hands like this, palms up, and just gently pulse into my wrists, give them that counter stretch because we spend so much time in extension for these loaded moves. Okay, and then we'll take it up into down dog. So tuck the back toes, lift the heels, and slowly shift the weight back. Get a sense of the tension today. You can come forward, weight shifting into your hands. You could even bend the knees and then go back into the down dog. A cue might be that you just kind of let your armpits sink towards your feet, and that tends to give me a bit of length in my back. A few more breath cycles. And then coming forward, we'll take it into the 90-90 hip turns, sitting upright, just supporting your back with your hands behind you. Have your feet, fairly wide, so you've got some room to just let your legs fall side to side, feeling what's going on in the hips and just getting a sense of any differences that you might feel. Letting the knees fall into the end range. And then taking it a bit further by adjusting your posture in a 90-90 position on one side, getting as upright as possible, and then using your hands to help pulse forward, getting a stretch and creating space in this front hip. So just take your time to change the angle of your torso. If it's pretty intense and you want to hold that stretch, you could just sink into it with some breath cycles, or changing your torso to angle more towards your foot and pushing your leg into the floor results in a deeper stretch, that's for sure. Okay, we'll do the internal rotation of this back hip by coming down to the elbow. Try to keep the body still and just work on bringing this whole leg into internal rotation. You can press down between the knee and the foot here too and create a little stretch response. And then taking it over to the other side, we'll do the same thing. So adjusting the 90-90 and sitting in some different angles. Like I could stay here a little longer personally, but let's go down to the elbow. And it's nice to take the time to do this. Some nice relaxing breath cycles. And did you push down? Good stuff. Okay, let's do our ankles and knee bends next. So if you like to use a stretch strap, you can grab that and then lie onto your back. Taking some time to line up the posture, this non-working leg. If you can straighten it and just adjust your back and ribs, everything feels okay, then work that way. Start with some knee bends. If it doesn't feel comfortable, feel free to bend your knee a little easier on the low back. Give yourself a good knee hug and then fully extend the leg to wherever you can get it straight. This is just practice over time to get full extension through the back of the knee. And sometimes you have to back off and give yourself a bit more slack to get there. Check that your leg is straight. That's something that can really just subtly change how the stretches feel. So now holding this, I'm going to do some slow and fast moves, spreading my toes and slowly finding my ankle range of motion, and then I'm picking it up and doing some faster moves. Rolling the sole of my foot slowly, slightly changing the angle, and then picking this up to go faster. And then here's some slow circles. Really pulling my toes down, trying to just move from my ankle. Change direction. Feels a little tighter when you go slower and really pull those toes in. And then here's some faster circles. Okay, who knew ankle circles could be hard? All right, switching sides. Take some time to line up the posture again. Leg straight, good knee hug. holding the leg in that extended position. Slow and fast moves. Good. And then here's my slow circles. Other direction. Half kneeling next. Taking yourself to the half kneeling position. I'm going to do the half kneeling rock with some neck turns. So walk the front foot out and then pivot the back foot across the midline. So you've got lots of room to come to your down knee side and spread the fingers. And just start to rock, weight shifting into your hand and shoulder and then deep into your hips. And to give yourself a couple rocks. And then hold the weight, not shrugging, slowly looking down and up a couple times. Sitting into the hip, coming back up. Just do this one more time. So down knee side. You can open up the fingers of the top hand too, and the hand that's on the floor. Using your fingers to support your weight as well as your hand, not just putting weight through your wrist. Be sensitive. Sitting deep into the hip, taking a breath and coming up. Lots going on with this. Switching sides. Start half kneeling, front foot wide, back foot pivoted. Spreading fingers. I feel like I've been saying the cue anti-shrug a lot, but another way to think of it is just to sort of pulling your shoulders into a centered position. You don't have your shoulders riding up to your ears. When your shoulders are aligned, everything in the neck, it's like upper back, neck, arms work better. And over time, we get these postural changes where our shoulders might ride a little high or forward. It's part of what we're trying to work on. Exercising with good posture. Coming out of this, we'll go to the bear, plank and mountain climber, and then a lower. So getting fancy. First, find neutral back in all fours. Tuck the back toes. Set the shoulders and lift the knees. Modifying how long you hold these just based on the demand you're feeling. So 2 to 3 full breath cycles, in and out through your nose if you can. You can step back into a high arm plank. If you needed to take a break, shake out the wrists and rest for a moment, that would be good. Here's a mountain climber, taking one knee underneath your hip, just keeping the shoulders and hips level, and then pulling yourself down into a slow lower. Option to put a cushion underneath your front side. Whew, shaking out the wrists again. Nice work. That was a big combo. Okay, and we'll do that one more time. So wrists, any width for the hands that feels comfortable. Tuck the toes. Deep breathing. Use all your fingers. So weight shift forward a little into your fingers if you feel like you're putting a lot of load just through your wrists. Step back into the high arm plank, activate the hips a little bit. Prevent the head from dropping down. Nice deep breath, I can feel it. Here's a mountain climber. and a slow lower to the floor. Ooh, rolling onto the back. We go into the get up. We can go to the high bridge or full get up if you like. This morning I'm going to take a weight. You've been following along with the classes the last 6 weeks. I've had various things go wrong, and happy to say I'm feeling quite a bit better. So here we go with weight. Connected the shoulder, chin tuck. Here I go. Roll to the elbow. You can stop the get up and go down at any part of this. So if this is where you're at with the practice, fine. If you want to come up and through with the knee and come all the way up to standing, just take your time and figure it out. It's all just a practice. From half kneeling, open that front foot so you've got space to come down to your hand. Kick through to your hip. Try not to shrug as you pull yourself down. Excellent work. Many of my clients, students, have things creep up, little injuries, things that happen, and for various reasons. And they can really be annoying and, I want to say, somewhat depressing if you feel like it's holding you back from doing things that you want to do. We have to be patient and listen to the body. Try and let things heal. Somewhat takes a little longer to heal. As the decades go by, but it is what it is. So it's being patient, working around, not working into any discomfort, just listening to your body is my recommendation. But definitely not stopping what we're doing. Time for the double doubles. So this is a bridge with the option of putting a loop band above the knees and a weight across the crease of the hips to increase how much load you are lifting with the hips, up to 10 reps. And when you set your feet, you want to make sure that your feet are wide enough that you have to work to push the band out so that uses more of your lateral hip, and then coming up, you're tightening up the hips. If you want to add a weight, you take a weight across the crease of the hips, somewhat comfortably placed. I just gently holding on to the weight so it doesn't rock off. And then set the posture. Here I go. I can do a few reps, keeping the tension wide into the band. And maybe then you start to think, feeling a little bit too much. So just rest for a moment, let the knees wander in. And when you're ready, reset. Up to 12 of these. Breathe. Down, release. Watch that you haven't increased the arch of your back without knowing it. You want to keep everything connected here. Lift up. Tension on, tension off. Excellent. Okay, so I'm going to take us through one more set of the get up and one more set of these bridges before we come to standing. So I take the band off, and I'm going back to my get up today. The weight I used the first time felt good for my body, so listen to yours. It's an easy roll to the elbow, making sure you're not in a shrug. Spread the hand. Come up. You can take the weight between your hand and your foot. Sometimes you just lift here, and then you could come back down. So don't feel like you're not doing a great exercise if you're not going all the way through. That's excellent. If you just do a partial get up, like to the elbow or to the hand, you could do that a couple times before switching sides. Inside. Just taking my time, lining up the front foot, tucking the back toes. And we're back to the double doubles. Looking good. It's a beautiful thing. Okay, so band, if you're opting to do that, weight across the crease of the hips. This is what I would call a hard style bridge, where the purpose is to strengthen the hips. Some other practices have bridges where you roll through your spine, vertebrae by vertebrae, and that's not bad in any way. It's just a different, it's a variable. I tend to program hard style bridges from a strength perspective. So that's why I'm cueing chin tuck, rib cage aligned, low back curve there, but not super arched in your low back. So you're not putting any stress, your prime mover, your hips. Push out into that band, up, and then give yourself a rest if you need. You feel that warmth. Reset. Going into this line, not too low and not higher than this. So don't put any extra stress on your back. This time we'll keep the bands on. So finishing your set, then we'll come up to standing. I've got this programmed as 5 taps to the side on a 45-degree and reverse. So here's the side tap, and I'm going to try and use some reciprocal arms. As you go to the side, be mindful of what's going on in your base foot. So you're working the tension. I kind of think knees apart, and try to give yourself 5 taps. My base foot, I've got my toes in a nice big open posture. Then on a 45-degree, I'm tapping my toe down onto the floor. You could have your toe in the air if you had the control to do that, which is a lot of control. And now straight back. As you go back, think about tightening up your hip. Okay, switching sides. Reset the foot. Try to do some nice deep breathing as you go through second side. Straight back. So side 45, straight back. Your band feels too tight, then you might need to decrease those reps. Now I'm just going to take myself into some banded squats. If you don't have a band, all good. Just do this without a band. Here I'm pushing my knees out that way to create space to bring myself down. You want to be going to a depth you can control through your back. Nice strong breathing as you come down. Breathe in and exhale as you come up. Okay, let's try some balance reaches with the band on. I'm going to take myself over to a piece of furniture, and the band is going to make it little more challenging. I can't get the full range. When I feel the tension, I'm just trying to hold that position for a moment, squaring my shoulders and hips and coming back up. We'll do 3 per side. Try not to go too fast. Sometimes using that piece of furniture is just a really nice way to check that you're keeping square. Great job. Great job, everyone. Okay, so moving on, we take it to the reverse lunge with the weight on the moving leg side. 6 to 8 repetitions. So if I take a weight to my right shoulder, I'm going to step back with my right foot, anchor my toes, and pull myself down into a lunge. Step forward again. Trying to keep square to the wall in front of you. If you want to add breath, step back and down on your inhale. Exhale, come back to standing. Gives you a bit more support. Be mindful that this isn't taking a toll through your neck and shoulders. So the weight, manageable. Feel like it's good and secure. Looks good. Switching sides. Whoops. Step back with the weighted side. Second exercise is our weighted row. Anchored row in a hinge position. So I have the weight in my left hand, my left foot's back. I'm anchoring myself onto a piece of furniture, but it could be your body. I like the furniture idea for this program, just pushing into the wall or a bench, in my case, my fireplace. And now I really can work and focus on my row, pulling the elbow up to the side, staying out of the neck. 6 to 8 reps. So if it's too easy at the end of your set, you could consider doing a few more reps or perhaps going up in weight next time. Switching sides. Push-ups are next. Variations on the wall or taking it to the floor. The foundation is a plank. If you're on the wall, you're stepping back, activating your hips, getting the whole body as a plank, pulling yourself in. You can feel my shoulder blades coming together and pushing myself away, keeping the body as one. On the floor, same thing, shoulder blades. Could be lowers, resting and coming up, resetting, pulling yourself down. Excellent. Then we'll take it to a side bend, lateral bend. And I'm going to take a weight and lean into that weighted side about 6 times. So taking some time to connect through my feet, upright in posture. And I'm just slowly lengthening here, shortening here, and then coming back up. Being in control of the shoulders. Make sure this feels okay. You're not pushing any extremes and you're getting as tall as possible. Good. Switching sides. Connection through my feet. Excellent job. Okay, water break if you need it, and we'll go back into the reverse lunge. So this is, again, 6 to 8 reps. Weight is on the same side you step back with. Did you feel that you challenged yourself, right? Not too easy, not too hard by the end of the set. Find that sweet spot. And here we go. Pull down with control. Don't just let gravity pull you down, and stand tall. I actually am counting. There's 6. I got 1 more in me. Great. So I'll try to match my 7 reps on this side. Get tall. Over to your row. Set your back. Make sure everything feels good. Then focus on your shoulder. What you're feeling. Tension on as you row your elbow up. Little stretch as you go down. Matching reps, side 2. Form looks good. Water break and then push-ups. And 1 more of the side bends, and we'll move on. Finding my plank position. Kind of know that number in your head, or where you are in this practice. If it's some lowers or a little mini push-up. Try to match your reps. Do an extra if you can. Wow. See some strength there. Wherever you're at. The consistency is where the magic lies. Nice work. You guys are just kind of like, ooh, okay. So here we go. So last round. Working the side waist, back up. Not pushing any extremes, but it's still good to get that side stretch. 6, Nice work. Don't let me rush you. Finish that off. And as we go into the next set, we start with a one-sided deadlift, and then we're going to do a shoulder series. So with a one-sided deadlift, this is for people who are not new to deadlifting. So it's easier to deadlift with the weight in the center. So if you were feeling off at all through your back, hips, you should deadlift with the weight in the center. The one-sided deadlift is a lot harder because you're fighting gravity just like we are with those side bends, the weight on one side, so the opposite side. Try to take your feet wider than your weight. You want to sit your hips back, grab onto the handle, make sure your back feels set as you stand up. You can open your palm if the weight allows you to do that. If you did this with a dumbbell, you could just go to your knee level or a little lower than your knees, but not necessarily go all the way to the floor. Elevating your weight on something is a great training tool, keeps things safe. Good. You want to make sure your shoulders not hiked up. So that anti-shrug cue works for this as well. And about 5-ish, 10 reps if you're in the center, 5 on each side. Okay, let's do the shoulder series. I'm going to use a 2-pound dumbbell in each hand. If you don't have anything light, 1 or 2 pounds, I suggest you just do this with body weight. But connect with your feet. Make sure your knees aren't hyperextended so you're not standing like this. You want to have just a softness in your knees. Now you can breathe in and out through your nose slowly as you work tall posture, opening and closing through the shoulders. And then taking the elbows out to the sides, like you're pulling through some sand. Start to get fatigued, just take a rest. Here's the external rotation without changing the posture, dropping down into a little internal rotation. Got to really focus on this one so I'm not moving through the rest of my body. Getting a little fatigued, feeling a tiny bit in my neck, so take a moment, elbows to the sides. Didn't do 6 reps there, just 3 or so. Body's always changing, so fluid based on what you did yesterday, your sleep, and sitting, all those things. Stress levels. Stress levels are probably like the most important piece. Okay, let's go with step out to curtsy. So this is taking the right leg and stepping out, coming up, and then take that right leg behind into a curtsy. Up to 5 times per side, I'm going to add some load. So I'm going to grab my 2 dumbbells. You could do this with 1 dumbbell. Okay, so you could hold 1 here, step out, curtsy, or 2. Take the opportunity to load if you can. Body weight is loading. Even a small amount of weight is an increase in the work. So take your time and curtsy. Step out. Lots of different angles on our hips. Switching sides. Good. And we'll take it to an overhead press. So once you're even on your reps there, 5 presses from a standing position. Weight to the shoulder. As you go up, be mindful you're not elevating into your neck. Look straight ahead. Go back down. Good. Ching. I'm going to take us into the 1, 2, 3 freeze today. And if you want to add load, it just makes it a little harder, but you can't maybe be quite as dynamic. Stay safe. Every third step, you freeze. If you want to try and give yourself a little harder landing, like a stomp, boom, that's going to be good for bone density. 1, 2, stomp. 1, 2, stomp. Try some different angles. Forward, to the side, the other side, backwards. We'll go for 15 more seconds. And finishing off this rep, last thing I'm going to do today is our extension reaches using your feet, your calves. Take your feet about hip width or wider. Wider is easier. And then reach up for the roof, lifting your heels, trying to get some control through your feet. Coming down, swinging the arms back. Take your time. If you have a good reach going on and you feel in control, you can always hang out there just a little longer. We'll do this for 15 more seconds. Reach up. Open up those toes. Excellent. Thank you for growing a stronger version of yourself with me today.